Namaste everyone, we're very happy to be here. I'm very blessed. I have a rather unusual career where it's my job to teach something called ethnomusicology. If you don't know that's a real thing, it's okay. It took me a few years to convince my parents that it was. But basically my job is to teach music and culture. So in American universities I teach students about our heritage, our culture, and my focus is on spiritual music from around the world, from different religions, but with a focus of course in South Asia, in India and in Pakistan. So for the last few years, the last probably 8-10 years, my main focus has been on Kabir. My interest isn't in the idea of Kabir on the paper, but in how Kabir is part of people's lives. My research took me to a part of India. I think some of you have been, it's adjacent to Gujarat, called Malwa. So it's a region of Madhya Pradesh that's kind of culturally in between Gujarat and Rajasthan. And the first bhajan that we'll sing is in the way that they sing Kabir Bhajans in Malwa, which is very special because the Kabir followers there, they don't read Kabir, they don't just think of Kabir as something on the paper, they really live Kabir, you know, and especially the Dalit villagers, Kabir is like their entire way of living is based on his teachings. So the way they traditionally sing Kabir is with this tambura and no other instruments, and it's a very, the first time I heard it, even though I've been singing bhajans my whole childhood, it was a very different feeling, a very different bhav, because it's not very full, it's not very saturated, it's actually very empty. And they say, Kabir nirgun kehte hain. Kabir speaks of nothingness, shunya. So that awaz bhi shunya hona chahiye. It should, that sound should also be the sound of emptiness. And us emptiness mein Paramatma mil sakte hain. It's a really profound philosophy. So we'll start with a Guru Bhajan in this Malvi style. गुरु बसे बनारसी और शीश समंदर तीर जो जो गुरु गुण उपजे तो निर्मल होत शरीर लागे ना प्यार So this is a song I learned from some Qawwali musicians I stayed with for some time who specialize in singing Kabir, among the other poets. वृक्ष बोले पात से, वृक्ष बोले पात से, सुनो बचा मेरी बात, इस घर का ये रीत है, एक आहत एक जान। जाए हंस I can't say enough thanks to my wife, who is, as I said, an actual doctor. When I was doing my research, I used to travel around a lot, and whenever I stayed in one of the main, metropolitan areas, I would couch surf, I would crash with someone. I was, working on a really limited funding for my research, so I would always just crash at somebody's house. And of course, everyone was interested. They said, "Oh, you're learning all these different forms of music. Can you share a little bit of the songs you're learning?" And I said, "Well, I can share the songs, but I need a tambura. Do you happen to have a tambura in your house?" And they're like, "Of course not. Who has a tambura in their house?" But for some reason, everyone, whether I was in Bombay, in Bangalore, in Delhi, anywhere I went, everyone had or knew someone who had an old dusty guitar in their house that no one had played in 4 years. So I said, okay, let me pick up that guitar and let me just sing some of the songs I've learned in the villages, but since you don't have a tamburo, I'll play them with guitar. And as I started doing that, I realized, there's this kind of really nice connection between the music I grew up with here, the American folk style, Appalachian folk music, and the folk music in India. They really work together beautifully. So we started singing, my wife and I, some songs from the Kabir tradition in an American folk style, kind of bridging the two worlds. So this is a song, it's from the Sant tradition. It's by one of the Nath Sampradaya gurus named Bhavani Nath, whose poetry, we don't really know anything much about Sant Bhavani Nath other than his body of poetry. But his poetry is just so beautiful. If we had more time, I would sing more. All his bhajans are just incredible. This is one of our favorite. It's about the power of bhajan and the power of the bhajan to purify us. And it says, "Come, let's go to the land of the Guru. Let's go to that land we call Prema Nagari, Bhava Nagari, the land where pure feeling is ever resounding."
So, Professor, did you say Nath Sampradaya?
Nath Sampradaya, yeah.
This bhajan also took on another meaning for us 3 years ago when we had a daughter and named her Prema. So really the house is Premanagari.
Yeah, our house is a very literal Premanagari. Sudhirji, if you want to join us, if you happen to have a D Bansuri, it would really sound lovely.
We don't some raga.
Bhupali chalega.
Just D scale.
Yeah, Bhupali chalega. Yeah.
Just pick your D scale. That's it.
Pinjara prema prakashiya. Pinjara prema prakashiya. और अंतर भयाव जास सुख करे सूती महल में बाणी फूटी बास वाह तुम तो चालो गुरा जीरा दे बतैरा थारे भावना गरी तुम तो चालो गुरा जीरा दे बतैरा थारे भावना गरी प्रेम नगरी करे बोल्या बवारी होना भजन से मारी काया सुधरे काया सुधरी